Welcome to the Warriors Haven podcast, the place where discipline meets purpose and everyday people become unstoppable. I'm your host, Jaisha Sutherland, a retired Army drill sergeant, single mom, and the founder of the Warriors Haven. Around here, we talk fitness, mindset, and the mission of building a stronger you, mentally, physically, and financially. Because this isn't just about the gym. It's about life, leadership, and living on your terms. So gear up, lock in, and let's step into the haven where warriors are made. Hey friend, welcome back to this episode on the Warriors Haven. This topic, we're going to talk about how discipline rebuilds your identity. I'm your favorite drill sergeant, Jay. So let's just dive into it. This one, I really need you to sit with this question today. And that is, what if the real reason you feel disconnected from yourself isn't because you're lazy? Just take a few seconds and think on that. What if it's because you spent years breaking promises to yourself, and over time, your brain started believing, maybe this just isn't who I am? See, people think identity is this magical thing you find. Let me tell you, the answer to that is no. Identity is constructed, built, conditioned, repeated. Your identity right now is simply the collection of what you repeatedly tolerate, what you repeatedly do, and what you repeatedly believe about yourself. That's it. And the scary part, most people's identity wasn't built intentionally. It was built accidentally through stress, survival mode, emotional exhaustion, trauma, burnout, distraction, social media dopamine, and years of inconsistency. And eventually, you wake up one day saying, I don't feel like myself. I used to be disciplined. I don't know what happened to me. Why can't I stay consistent? But listen to me carefully. You are not weak. Your nervous system has simply adapted to survival instead of growth. And today, we're going to rebuild that identity together. Not with motivation, not with fake positivity, not with just believe in yourself. We're gonna go deep into neuroscience, psychology, behavioral science, dopamine, habit loops, emotional conditioning, and the exact reason discipline changes your brain chemistry and literally reshapes how you see yourself. And by the end of this episode, you are going to understand something most people never learn. Discipline is not about controlling yourself. Discipline is about becoming someone you can trust again. So I hope you're ready, friend. Here we go. Your brain is always listening to you. Here's what nobody teaches. Your brain is recording everything, every action, every excuse, every promise, every follow through. And the brain creates identity through pattern recognition. That means your brain is constantly asking, what kind of person are we? Now, this is important. The brain does not care about your intentions. It cares about your repeated behaviors. Psychologists call this self-perception theory, meaning you determine who you are by watching what you repeatedly do. So if you constantly procrastinate, quit, avoid hard conversations, abandon routines, emotionally eat, stay inconsistent, your brain starts building an identity around those behaviors. And eventually it says, this might just be who we are. That's why people get trapped, not physically, identity-wise. And this is where people become dangerous to themselves, because once identity gets damaged, people stop trying. Not because they don't care, because they stop believing change is possible. That's why someone can want the relationship, the healing, the healthy body, the confidence, the business, the peace, and still sabotage themselves. Because the subconscious mind always protects identity, familiarity, even when the identity is painful. That's why people stay stuck in toxic relationships, self-doubt, emotional chaos, financial stress, low self-worth. The brain says, at least this pain is familiar. And according to the American Psychological Association, nearly 43% of daily human behavior is automatic habit loops, meaning almost half of your life is subconscious repetition. Let me say that again, mentally. Almost half your life is repeated programming. That means if you don't intentionally rebuild your habits, your old identity keeps running the show. So let's talk about the science of why discipline feels hard. I hear it a lot, how discipline feels so uncomfortable. And because this part right here, to me, I feel changes everything. See, your brain is biologically wired for energy conservation. Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford University explains that the brain is constantly scanning for efficiency and survival, meaning your brain loves familiar patterns because familiar patterns require less energy. This is why your brain fights waking up early, going to the gym, meal prepping, hard conversations, budgeting money, consistency. Not because these things are bad, because they require adaptation. And adaptation burns energy. So your brain interrupts change as potential danger. That's why discipline feels uncomfortable at first. Your nervous system literally thinks something unfamiliar is happening. And this is also where dopamine confuses people. Most people think dopamine is the reward chemical. Not exactly. Dopamine is exactly heavily tied to anticipation and motivation, meaning the brain gets excited thinking about change. That's why buying workout clothes feels exciting. Watching motivational videos feels exciting. Starting Monday feels exciting, but once effort starts, the dopamine drops, and now discipline has to take over. This is why motivation fails most people, a lot of people. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is neurological conditioning. And listen carefully. Every time you do something hard and survive it, your brain updates its identity map. That's huge because discipline teaches the brain we are capable of discomfort. And eventually, discomfort stops feeling threatening. This is where mental toughness is born. Not from hype, from repeated exposure. This is why military training works. It's identity conditioning. You are repeatedly exposed to discomfort until the nervous system adapts and says, "This is who we are now." That's exactly what discipline does in normal life. Every workout, every early morning, every healthy meal, every hard conversation, every time you choose growth over comfort, you are teaching your brain we no longer abandon ourselves. And that line right there, that's the healing. So let's jump into the identity gap that I think quietly is destroying people. Most people are living inside what psychologists call the identity gap. The gap between who they currently are and who they know they could become. And that gap creates emotional pain. That's why people feel guilty, frustrated, ashamed, exhausted, overwhelmed. Because deep down, they know they're capable of more. And the longer someone ignores their potential, the louder anxiety becomes. Because the nervous system knows when you're living misaligned. That's why people numb themselves with scrolling, overeating, binge watching, distractions, toxic relationships, alcohol, shopping, busyness. Not because they're bad people, because distraction temporarily silences identity discomfort. But only temporarily. This is why discipline becomes freedom, because discipline closes the gap. Every disciplined action says, I'm becoming the person I said I wanted to be. And confidence starts growing. Not fake confidence, real confidence. The kind where your nervous system starts calming down because your actions finally match your words. That's why disciplined people walk differently, speak differently, carry themselves differently. Their identity changed. So let me give you the rule of 3 on how to rebuild your identity. You ready? Here's the framework. Simple, powerful. The rule of 3. Discipline rebuilds, number 1, self-trust. Number 2, self-image. Number 3, self-respect. So let's go into number 1, self-trust. This one is massive. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, and don't, you weaken trust within yourself. Imagine constantly lying to a friend. Eventually, they stop believing you. That's exactly what's happening internally. So rebuilding identity starts small, not massive. Tiny wins matter because the brain tracks evidence. Drink the water. Take the walk. Wake up earlier. Read 5 pages. Stretch for 10 minutes. Small consistency beats giant intensity because consistency creates proof, and proof creates belief. The second, self-image. Your self-image controls your behavior more than goals ever will. If someone identifies as unhealthy, they subconsciously return to unhealthy habits. If someone identifies as disciplined, they protect disciplined behaviors. This is why affirmations alone don't work. The brain needs evidence. Every disciplined action becomes a vote. James Clear calls this identity-based habits. You are casting votes for the future version of yourself every single day. So ask yourself, what identity am I reinforcing right now? Because your habits are introducing you before you even speak. And the third, self-respect. This one's emotional. Self-respect is earned internally. And most people don't realize how exhausted they are from constantly disappointing themselves. The internal disappointment creates emotional weight. And over time, it becomes anxiety, insecurity, avoidance, self-doubt. But discipline removes internal chaos because now your mind says, when we say we're doing something, we do it. And peace starts entering the nervous system. That's why disciplined people often seem calmer. Their inner world is no longer full of broken promises. So as we close out this episode, let me leave you with something for today. Your identity is not ruined. Your confidence is not gone forever. Your discipline is not dead. You've simply spent too much time surviving and not enough time rebuilding trust with yourself. But hear me carefully. The strongest version of you still exists, buried underneath exhaustion, inconsistency, burnout, distractions, emotional survival mode. And discipline is the tool that brings that person back to life, not perfectly, repeatedly. That's the difference. So stop asking, how do I stay motivated? And start asking, what would the future version of me do today? Because every disciplined action is a vote. A vote for your healing, your confidence, your peace, your future, your identity. And maybe nobody has told you this lately, but I'm proud of you for still trying. Seriously. Because some people quit on themselves years ago. And the fact you're still here listening, still searching, still wanting better, that means the warrior inside you is still alive. Now, it's time to train that version of you daily. One disciplined action at a time. I hope you found this episode to be educational and informative. I hope you stay along as we close out this series. I'm so excited to have you along this journey with me wherever you are listening in the world. I want you to remember, to stay strong, stay focused, and stay ready. I'm your favorite Drill Sergeant Jay, and I'll catch ya on the next one. Hi, friend. Thanks for tuning in to the Warriors Haven podcast, where we turn discipline into freedom and help you build the body, mindset, and lifestyle you deserve. If today's episode fired you up or gave you just that little push you needed, don't stop here. Head on over to thewarriorshaven.com, where you'll find details on how to jumpstart the next version of you. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself every single day. So until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and stay ready. I'm Jaysha Sutherland, and you're listening to the Warriors Haven podcast.